welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to Vegan-Nette Life. I needed to make some vegan crab cakes today, so I just wanted to show you how I make my version of those. That was just one of the main things that I really enjoyed as far as seafood go, traditional seafood. I really enjoyed crab cakes, so I had to make sure I had a way to veganize that particular item. So the recipe that I usually use is the hearts of palm that I use to make my crab cakes with. You can also use this to make like a fish fillet, which I'll do that recipe another time. But usually this is traditionally used for crab cakes. You can also make it using jackfruit and also lion's mane mushrooms. I prefer using the hearts of palm. I may try combining those together at some point, but normally mine are just made with that particular item. And of course you have everything else that you would normally make a crab cake with. You're just substituting the crab meat with the hearts of palm. So I have my Hellmann's vegan mayo. Of course, I will do sea salt and black pepper. You have to have Old Bay seasoning to put in there. I do garlic and onion powder. And you have to add some breadcrumbs. I have the panko breadcrumbs, which the crumb is a little bit more coarse, but I just wanted to do the Italian breadcrumb just to add some extra seasoning and flavor to it. And then to give it the fishy taste or the seafood type taste, you're gonna add dried seaweed. So I had some nori sheets still in the cabinet that I've used to make sushi rolls with. So I just cut up one of these to use. You can also just buy dry seaweed that you can get from the Asian market. Whole Foods also have some that's in like little shakers that you can purchase as well. But of course I'm using what I have on hand. I'm gonna also add to that the red and yellow bell pepper, red onion, and then this is my chopped up nori sheet or seaweed sheet that we're gonna use. So basically we're just gonna mix all of those together. The hearts of palm does come like in a brine. So I'm gonna go over, drain this off and rinse that, and then I will just add those to the bowl and shred that up. And this is what it looks like up close out of the jar. So they're real soft, and to me they have a natural seafood kind of smell to it. So to me, it's perfect to use that as a substitute. So I'm just gonna use 2 forks and just gonna shred this up a little bit. They're very soft, so it doesn't take a lot to shred that up. I actually got my hearts of palm. I bought that jar at BJ's, and it usually comes 2 in the package. I think for like $9.99, which is a great price. Hearts of palm can run a little expensive. Normally you can get it in a can, but you can get it like at your regular grocery store. So Food Line has it. It's just a can of it, and you don't get as much. But this is what it looks like shredded. So that, as you can see, looks like crab meat. So with that, I'm gonna go ahead and just add in the red onions, the yellow and red bell pepper. And I like using the multicolored peppers because I like to just see different colors in my food when I'm using peppers like that. So I decided to do a combination of the two colors that I had on hand, which was the yellow and red I just purchased today. So that has been added. Had a few red peppers that got out. So that's been added in. As you can see, that looks really pretty there. And again, I don't do any measurements. I'll kind of estimate each of these for you. So the onion powder, I would say maybe a half a teaspoon. Garlic powder, about a half a teaspoon. Ground black pepper, half a teaspoon about. All of this is basically to your taste and preference. So just, if you normally fix crab cakes, just fix the way you normally fix yours with just substituting the hearts of palm. And salt. Salt, I'm only going to use about a fourth of a teaspoon of sea salt because you're using the Old Bay seasoning in that. So of course that has sodium in there. So you just want to be mindful not to use too much. And this is just about gone. So, and I usually put quite a bit of the Old Bay in there. I would say tablespoon of Old Bay. I like to put a lot of that in there. And then I'm going to go ahead and add maybe a fourth cup of breadcrumbs to that. And start off with about maybe about 2 tablespoons of mayo. It's one of those things you just got to kind of mix everything together to get a feel of how the mixture is once everything has been added. I want the moistness of the mayo, but I also want it to have a dryness to it. I always tend to add some extra breadcrumbs to my mix. I don't want it real soft because it's going to naturally be soft when you cook it anyway. So all I'm doing right now is just mixing this up. It's actually looking like tuna salad. So that's what that mixture looks like. You would make different dishes with that. You can use the hearts of palm as your base. And I added some more breadcrumbs, so at this point it's probably about 3/4 of a cup. And I think that'll do me. I'm not going to add any more mayo, so that was plenty. About 2 tablespoons of mayo with that. And I've got my sheet pan here lined with a piece of wax paper, so I will put my crab cakes here, and I should be able to get at least 6 large crab cakes out of this. I'm using an ice cream scooper because I try to have it where they're uniform. Now, depending on how large or small you want yours, it's up to you. This is the size of 1 scoop. I usually do 2 because I want mine to kind of be like a restaurant size crab cake. But some restaurants have them small but charge a ton of money, but the ones that I've had have been large. So I basically put those 2 scoops on top of each other, and we'll see how many we get out of this. And I like to go around the sides with my thumb to kind of make them look actually like a crab cake patty. And that's what that looks like up close. Okay. So that will go right there. We'll see how many we get out of this. So I'm going to go ahead and just get these made up. You know, in the comments, if you guys have a particular crab cake recipe that you enjoy, I would love for you to share it, just to give me some other ways to try this out. I think this is why I always say, even when if you decide to transition to a plant-based diet or vegan, it's still a way for you to enjoy the foods that you feel like you're giving up. It's usually, for pretty much every dish, a way to recreate that in a more healthier way, as a plant-based or vegan item. And I think when I was transitioning, that was the thing that I tried to do, because I enjoyed cooking overall, and I enjoyed the foods that I ate. But when I transitioned and made the choice to do so, I wanted to try to recreate the dishes and the things I was used to eating. So that's why a lot of times when I'm talking to different ones and they're asking me about, you know, what they would eat and how to cook it and all of that, that was one of the reasons that I decided to create this channel, just to kind of give you some ideas of how I recreate some things and give you some ideas of ways that you can try for yourself with that. But I always just say, you know, you find out what the item is that you need to substitute the meat item for. And then from there, you just season it and make it the way you would make the normal meat item. You're not doing anything any different. That's why you will see me use, for example, oyster mushrooms as a good substitute for chicken. So a lot of times, if I want that flavoring, so to speak, I use oyster mushrooms, and I'm seasoning it and, you know, cooking it the way I would chicken. And as I always share with people, if you think about a chicken breast that you're cooking, if it's just a plain chicken breast and you have not seasoned it, if you just cook it as is, that chicken breast actually has no taste to it at all. I guess we use the word bland most of the time when things are not quite seasoned, but it has no taste. But once you season it and you batter it and fry it, then it takes on flavor as well as texture. So that's basically what you're eating. So long as you're able to mirror or recreate the taste and texture of what you're trying to substitute, then that item tastes like what you're trying to replace it with. So that is why a lot of times you will hear in the vegan community, we say vegan chicken or vegan tuna or vegan crab cakes, as I'm saying for this one. And this is what they're looking like. Aren't those pretty? So these are gonna go in the freezer. I'm gonna let them freeze hard, and then once they're frozen, they would go into a Ziploc bag and they would just automatically be in the freezer ready for me to pull out as I want to cook them. When I do cook them, I do let it thaw and I batter it in a little bit of chickpea flour. You're welcome to batter that in regular all-purpose flour. I do try not to use wheat or white flour at all. You can buy chickpea flour, you have oat flour, you have almond flour, you have different flours that are just ground up from the bean or the nut or whatever it is that you can batter these in. But you're just gonna batter them just the same way you would in white flour. But I like chickpea flour because it's really soft and light like white flour. So that'll be battered and then just fried off in a little bit of avocado oil or the oil of your choice and let it brown on each side, take it out, and that's it. So, but getting back to what I was saying earlier, you're recreating by taste and texture of whatever the item is that you're trying to substitute. So that's why, like I was sharing, when we say vegan chicken or vegan tuna or vegan what, we're recreating what it would traditionally be, because you're mirroring that taste and that flavor and that texture of what that is. So that's why it tastes like chicken to us when we say vegan chicken or vegan crab cakes. That's honestly what it tastes like, from the taste of the seasonings and what you've added to it, and then the texture. So that's what's important with that. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video that I did with the vegan crab cakes today, and try it yourself with either your own recipe or try it with the ones that the ingredients that I did. I will list those in the comments for you to have an idea of where to start. But everything is just about a taste and measurement, so you may have to add a little bit more, a little bit less, based on your personal preference. But thank you for taking time out to watch my video today. I hope that you will subscribe if you haven't already, like and comment, and hit that notification bell so you will be notified each time I upload a new video. So I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your evening and your weekend, and I will see you next time. And make sure to focus on your journey and not your destination. Thank you.